Good morning, family, and welcome to what I'm calling the routine. This is Dr. B, and for the next 365 days, we're going to do this together. And we're not going to do it perfectly, but we are going to do it consistently. You know, we all talk about wanting a routine. We talk about discipline, consistency, faith, growth, but most of us don't actually have a routine that we can return to every single day. This isn't going to be me teaching you from the outside. This is me committing to becoming with you. So if you hang with me for 30 days, you'll build a powerful habit. If you hang with me for 90 days, it will change your life. But if you hang with me for all 365 days, your life will never be the same. And that, my friend, is a complete promise. As people who want to live their best lives, we need to be intentional. No, we have to be intentional. And for the next 365 days, if you join me, this is how we will start our day. We will wake up on purpose. We will protect our focus. We will not be distracted by opening our phones, devices, TV, computers, etc. until we are done here. We will hydrate immediately. We will create stillness through our breathing. We will work on our connection and our identity through a short devotional. We will focus on our gratitude. We will set our intention for the day. We will plan to make a connection with somebody this day. We will make and keep at least one promise to ourselves. And at some point today, we will move our body, not together, but you can do exercise, you can get it done. So now listen, if you're just finding us today, whether it's day 1 or day 200, you're right on time. These days don't build on each other, but each one stands on its own, and it's about consistency. And I understand because of the time zone, we're doing it at 6:30 Mountain Time, but whatever, you might have kids, you might have work and a real life. You may not always be able to join us live, and that's okay. If you need to, you can always watch the recording from the day before and do this routine earlier in your day if that's what it takes. It's live is obviously more powerful, but the recording still works. And that's what matters, is that you spend this time intentionally. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to show up. Welcome to the routine. Let's become together. And if you need more information, just go ahead and go to routine.live. Now let's go. All right. What an amazing awesome day it is today. Having some internet issues today, so I hope you're able to hear, see, grow. I don't know why my computer restarted. Internet's okay. Maybe it'll rest while reading. So that's the plan. That's what I'm counting on. And so we'll start out with our breathing. So, all right, we'll turn it down just a little bit. If it'll help me. All right. Today we're going to hold our breath just a little bit as we go through this. This is how we start our day every day. We are on day 45. Oh my gosh, day 45. Days we've been doing this consistently. Yes, it means 340 days to go, or 320 some days to go. I don't know how to subtract 60, 45, 65, 15, 350 days. And it's so cool starting our day on purpose. It's so good. Yes, my body woke up just wanting to have more oxygen in it. Thankful for today. Thankful for super moment. People are perfect for what we need today. Just holding it, holding it, holding it. Then, last one. Just holding it. All right, let's hydrate. Right, hydrate before we caffeinate. Take your tall glass of water. Now, if I was at a restaurant, I would have ice in there. With the ice, we only have that much water, a little bit of water, and so we're getting the full hydration, and our body is so thankful and happy for that. So let's move into our devotional today. We put this on the screen so you have it. Oops, there we go. All right. So we're on day 45. The title of the day is Love is Our Witness. Yesterday we talked about the power of love. Today we're talking about love being our witness. Let all that you do be done in love. God, let love be the mark of my life. I told you a couple of days ago on our fireside chats, we talked about love the people who are experiencing cancer or traumatic brain injury or have been diagnosed with something, and all they were asking was for the love of their family. They weren't asking for them to do stuff. They weren't asking, that came with, I guess, showing love through actions. But the main thing, they didn't want a whole bunch of advice. They didn't want somebody telling them this is what I need to do or this is what you need to do. And, give them all the extra remedies that they heard about online from third parties. All they wanted was somebody to sit with them, love on them, know that they feel that they were heard, know that you were there. That's what they wanted. And so Bonhoeffer teaches us that love lived together reveals Christ. And so you could say, I could love you from afar, or I could love you without ever seeing you. But in a community like we're developing, like we're creating, love together reveals Christ. Believed because they saw love practiced consistently. It's one thing, especially when you have a child, it's easy to give your love to that child, and that you and that bond that you have between your children is so special. But do your children see you as an example of practicing love to others? Or do they think that they're special, so special that you can't love others? Do they see when you get angry? Probably. And when they do, especially if you get angry in public or you get angry to other people, for me, it's like get angry with a customer service person who's reading me a script. Do your children see you go off the handle, or do other people see you go off the handle? And if you do they see how you practice love after it? Do they see that now? Okay, so I made a mistake. I got off the handle. Now do I walk up and apologize, or do I stomp out the store who wasn't cooperating with me? It's so much. It's so crazy when you find people that are hurting, because we talk about this often, where hurting people hurt people. And so when that happens, or when hurting people are hurting people, if you can get to the root of their cause, but sometimes we don't have time to get to the root, or we don't know them good enough to ask them what's really going on. All we know is they're lashing out at us. And then how we react to it, this is when you think about road rage. And, somebody kind of cuts you off, or maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they were distracted and they didn't hear and they kind of cut you off. And then instead of approaching that with, wait, maybe he's having a bad day, we go, and we start yelling, and then cars start charging each other, and then cars get in accidents. Or that fire, because it's happened to me so many times, that fire that's in me, and just I want to just or I want to run him down, or I want to push him over, and then I think about, how am I sharing love in that? I've seen faith become believable when love was lived, not just spoken, but consistent love made Christ visible in my everyday life. And so if I have my children in the car, or I have my grandchildren in the car now, and somebody cuts me off, or they drive by, or I've cut them off, and now they're mad at me, or they're honking at me, instead of me getting angry, maybe I just show it in love. I can remember one time when I was driving one of our cars, and I had my grandson in the back, and a car just cut me off, and he actually hit me, and I was so mad. I had to get somewhere. I was trying to get somewhere. It was my car that I think got damaged, because he just tried to squeeze in. I didn't even see him, and he kind of nicked me. Well, I didn't want to stop. I didn't care at that point, and I just drove off. And then I was angry, and my grandson saw that, and he's like, "What's wrong, Papa?" And I had to explain to him, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. It got the best of me." And then I called and made a report at the police station, and it didn't matter at that point. But it was just crazy. I mean, I had to replace a reflector and some other parts of it. But showing love after that was so important. So today, when you think of your connection, love makes faith visible. People see you and how you react. How you love reflects Christ today. And so the practice today would end today by expressing love intentionally to God, or to someone else. How are you going to express love today? It doesn't have to be an anger situation. You could just, give somebody that an extra hug. What's so funny is I can't remember the amount of seconds in a hug, but I think it's like 15 seconds. If you can hug somebody and for 15 seconds, the endorphins and everything, and the energy that is transmitted to one another goes up like 10 times the amount than just a couple of second hug. So if there's somebody today that you can actually hug and go that whole 15 seconds, their world, your world becomes so much better, and you're showing love. And so, Jesus, the prayer is going to be, Jesus, let my life point to you through love. Let my life, in the way that I'm expressing it and the way people see it, point to you. And the blessing is, may love make Christ known in your life. May love make Christ known in your life. What a great example. What a great devotional for today is love as our witness. Like yesterday, we had choosing love again. And then today, we're actually talking about it's part of you and what others see. All right, let's move into our breathing exercise again. So I'll turn this off and we're going to do the in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just those two things have made me just calm down and life to be much better than the chaos of the internet acting up. The chaos of having to open up all my files again before we get started. Speaking of love in itself, it just made me so happy. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Yeah, joy in my heart. What an amazing day it's going to be. In through the nose. I got joy, unspeakable joy. I'm just thinking of songs of joy that have entered my mind as I'm trying to take in all this oxygen. You have a friend named Joy? What a great name. Somebody reminds you that every time they call your name, if your name's Joy. What did it do to the person? Hey, Joy. Now you have to think of it. I have to look in my phone book today and call somebody named Joy. I got several in there. Let's just do 5 more of these. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 4 more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We got 1 more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, let's grab our second glass of water here. Hopefully you went and got you some water. If not, run grab it real quick. Big tall glass of water, no ice. As we move into our gratitude session, which is just what are you grateful for today? What are the things that life has been able to help happen yesterday? Today was a day of decisions for me. A couple things in my business that I got to make decisions on, and and those were decisions that kept me up at night. And I'm just so thankful that that is part of what is so cool about the decisions that we get to make and the things that we get to do. And so today I'm going to read mine. We're in day 45, and you're going to, there are 4 categories: life and health, family and relationships, provision, finances, and purpose and impact. And as I read mine, I want you to write down some of yours. Put them on a piece of paper, put them on a sticky note, put them on your window, whatever it is. Think of the ones that you want to have that you're so thankful for. As I read mine, and you get to participate and see if it's something good. So thank you, God, that I woke up today. I recognize this day as continuation of grace and assignment. Thank you for my body and my systems working together to sustain me. Thank you for my heart beating faithfully, my lungs breathing steady, my brain processing with clarity, my nervous system regulating, my responses and my cells renewing quietly beneath the surface. Thank you for helping me grow stronger and discipline my health. Thank you for guiding me to understand that energy is a resource and that how I manage is determines how I lead. I am grateful for endurance, mental focus, emotion, regulation, and the ability to adapt when needed. My family and my relationships. I'm deeply thankful for my family, my wife, my children, my parents, and the generational thread that runs through us. I thank you for my grandchildren, my in laws, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. Thank you for trust built over time, lessons learned through seasons, and privilege of leading by example. Thank you for helping me recognize that relationships are stewardship. Thank you for guiding me to invest time, attention into people who matter most. I'm grateful for growth in communication, patience, intention, and wisdom in connection. I thank you for my provision. Thank you for provision in my life. Thank you for shelter, nourishment, transportation, safety, stability. Thank you for a structure in order and allow that allows me to focus on purpose instead of survival. Thank you for the provision that includes opportunity, that access, insight, timing. Thank you for guiding me to remain aware of what I have and what I live in today and what was built through faith, discipline, and your covering. Thank you for all those things. I thank you for my finances. I'm grateful for the financial provision, the opportunity. Thank you for the income, experiences, relationship, ideas, and systems that create sustainability. Thank you for the ability to earn, steward, build, and give. Thank you for helping me think generationally with money. Thank you for guiding my financial decisions toward legacy, responsibility, and long-term impact rather than short-term comfort. I thank you for purpose. I thank you for impact. I'm thankful that I get to live with purpose today, that I get to come up with witty ideas and witty things and things that will help me to be able to grow. I thank you for decisions that I have to make that concern helping others and how that I'm able to conduct myself and do that. I thank you for just giving me the mind to be able to wake up when need to pray about the things that are complexities that go through my mind. I thank you for the books that I'm able to write and the things that I'm able to pull out on paper, and then for those ideas just flowing through my brain to be able to put them down so that they can serve others. Thank you for guiding me to recognize the purpose and a living boldly purpose that's lived daily, not announced occasionally. I'm grateful for my life that continues to influence, shape, and encourage others to become who you created them to be. I thank you for this day and for faithfulness that has carried me through these 45 days of this discipline, gratitude, and understanding. I just thank you for this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Let's run into our affirmations now. And so let's jump into those affirmations. I love doing these every single day. They literally, I think about these through the day as situations come up. And I hope that happens to you. If you're saying this with me, there are situations that will come up in your life each day. And then you have to say these things over again. Like, I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person that my future requires. I just gave that example earlier about the car incident, and I need to become that person as those incidents have. I choose presence over pressure today. I choose presence over pressure today. When I'm sitting down with people and I'm saying, I'm being present with you, even though there might be a pressure of getting to that next thing or all the things that are going on in my mind, I'm going to choose presence over that pressure today. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. Sometimes you talk to people that you hold at a high regard and you go, wow, I'm a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to show up no matter what, no matter what's going to happen. I'm consistent, not perfect. I get up every single day and do what I'm consistent. I'm not perfect. I am consistent. I am not perfect. I listen before I react. I gave that example again. I should be able to listen to what somebody's before I react and give my trust. Oh my gosh, this thing is flipping out on me. I am connected. Yeah, I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust because people see me now, they trust me. They see what I do and they trust me because they see I'm dedicated to doing what I need to do to help them. I'm connected to God, to myself, and to others. I'm connected to my God, to myself, and to others. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose, and on purpose means that I'm waking up knowing my intention for today. That's what make up on purpose. It's simple. And then I live with that intention, knowing that I have that today. I protect my focus and guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. What am I letting come into my eyes on a daily basis? And I guard my mind against things and people and things that are said. That's why I don't watch the news. I have no clue what's going on unless somebody tells me. If it's that important, I will figure it out because I'm guarding my mind. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. Every day I got to do some exercise, right? I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I speak life into myself and to others. I speak life into myself and to others. I speak life into myself and to others. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I keep promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I was talking to one of my coaches yesterday, and I just thought that this made me think of it. And we were talking about these affirmations and the affirmations that we say each day to ourselves. And whether you believe it or not, we all affirm our day. Sometimes it's just not positive. Sometimes if we don't purposely pick the things that we want to say to ourselves, we say other stuff to ourselves. We say, I'm not good enough. I can't do that. This is going to happen to me today. This always happens to me. You are affirming those things when you say them. And so we might as well, if we're going to have affirmations, say the ones that we're saying. Like, I keep my promises, especially to myself. Not, oh man, I let myself down again. No, don't say that no more. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I choose courage over comfort. It was on my podcast yesterday. That's what it was. I choose with Lena. If you get a chance to watch that podcast, oh my gosh, it was so good. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. God has already placed me in, is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me right here, right now, today, and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. And there is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. I live in abundance. There is no lack because God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance. There is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and all things. And we get to count it all joy. Oh, we talked about that earlier. Joy, 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 down in my heart. I count it all joy knowing God is using every season, everything that's happening, everything that's going on to strengthen me and to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. So I'm going to count it all joy knowing God is using every season, every situation, everything that's going on to strengthen me, but more importantly, to fulfill His purpose in me and through me. Oh my gosh, it was so fun today to do our affirmations. And let's finish with our word of today. Ooh, this is a good one. Something that I need to talk about this today, just because it's where I'm at with the decisions that I had to make yesterday and the things that I had to go. So discernment. Let me change the music over just a little bit to word music. So today's word is discernment, meaning discernment is the ability. Oh my gosh, how did I not have the affirmations up for you to see? I apologize. Um, but discernment is the ability to recognize what matters most and what does not. What matters most, but even it's recognizing what does not matter. Because sometimes in our thought of discernment, we're thinking about the things that uh, matter. Yeah, this matters to me. It's super important. But then we go off and do things that aren't important, and we don't have the discernment to say, this is not serving me right now. I probably shouldn't waste my time trying to know how to do it because I need to get to the things that I can. And so some of these things that I don't, I need to let somebody who is the expert or somebody who can teach me or train me instead of forcing a bolt to come off or whatever it is that you do that you've not given good discernment. You've said something to somebody. It helps you separate good from necessary. Not every opportunity deserves your yes. Ooh, discernment when to say no and why to say no. And not every voice deserves your attention. You know, sometimes, and I'm now sitting back because I love to talk, as you can tell. And if I'm talking and say it's in a classroom situation, I have to get discerned. Is this the time that I need to speak? Or is this the time that I need to be quiet? And sometimes it is. Sometimes I do need to speak, and sometimes I'm afraid to. Or sometimes I'm in an uncomfortable situation, and I haven't listened to my affirmation that says that I will do okay in uncomfortable situations, right? I embrace uncomfortable situations. And discernment grows when you slow down long enough to listen beyond emotion and urgency. The two decisions that I had to make yesterday, I could have made them yesterday, and they're pretty big decisions of the trajectory of my life and where I'm going and how I'm going to increase the consistency and the frequency of what I'm offering and what I'm trying to help folks out with. But I needed to sit on it for a minute. And I could have said yes to the one of the people that I was talking to. I said, you know what? I need to sleep on it. I need to pray on it. I need to be able to create the space for my discernment to be able to come forward. So not only did I think of all the positives, but I also wanted to think of all the things that I don't want. And if am I at where I'm at right now? So I said yes to an opportunity because well, I'm just telling you about it one other time. It sounded good. It made me feel important. On paper, it looked right, but deep down, something felt off. I ignored that feeling, moved forward anyways, and paid for it with time, with energy, and peace. Something I wasn't even supposed to be thinking about doing. Something wasn't in my wheelhouse. Something that it was one of those dangling shiny carrots. A really incredible salesman convinced me that that's what I was supposed to do. And instead of sitting on it and having discernment, I moved forward, wasted not time. I did waste time working on it. I wasted a whole bunch of my energy because my body is not wired to go in that direction. It caused me peace and when you're sitting there and you're just was that turmoil? Yes, turmoil is the word in there. And it also cost me money that I shouldn't have spent. Because discernment taught me that clarity often whispers before consequences shout. So that little whisper in my mind says, why are you doing this? What are you thinking? And I said, wait a minute. Oh no, this guy convinced me this is what I should be doing. And boom, now the consequences of the amount of money I spent, the amount of time I spent. I think it was the time when somebody convinced me I should sell art. I don't even know anything about art. Oh, we get to go to these houses and people want, yeah, no. Yes. So week to connection day. Who helps you think clearly when emotions are high? Emotions high, intelligence isn't low. It happens. We get emotional. Who do we call when our emotions are high? This could be the greatest thing. Are you going to let somebody talk your way? Make sure that your confidants or your advisors are people who can make good advice, not based on their own experiences, not based on where they're at. Hey, I'm going to make $1 million decision. I'm going to make a decision that's going to cost me $250,000, and I'm asking somebody who makes $50,000 a year what I should do. Hello. No, call the person who makes $250,000. Ask them what they would do in that situation based on where you're at. It could be, it doesn't have to be about money. It could be about, hey, I want to ask somebody about my relationship and what should I do with my wife and how should I spend time with my wife? And I'm asking the person who's been divorced 3 times. Hello, come on, have some discernment that says, wait a minute, no, you aren't the right person that is my advisor. You're my friend, but you don't get to advise me on anything. Not for the decisions that are important, that are the trajectory of my life. And so, who helps you when your decisions are high or your emotions are high? Seek their perspective, not necessarily telling you what to do. Then choose one conversation to be fully present in today. Whatever's going on in your life, call that person. Make sure that you're, like I said, be present in the moment. Make sure that your phone is down. In your conversations, for all 365 days that we're going to do this year, I'm going to tell you every time to be present in your conversations. Until it's so ingrained in you, you're going to sit down with somebody and go, I can't help but be present. Let me put down this phone. Let me put my eyes up and let me create the relationships that are going to make a difference in my life. So what is your promise to yourself today? My suggestion is pause before making a decision. But whatever your promise is today, as long as you make it, as long as you write it down, as long as you say it out loud, and then you do it before you go to bed today, whatever aspect of it, it'd be a promise that's going to take a couple weeks, but one aspect of it today could be done. So make sure, again, you are making it, you are writing it down, you're going to do it before you go to bed, and then you are going to have discernment, and discernment is the word for today. Also, thank you for spending, I think I probably spent a little bit extra time today, but that's okay because we don't have no time limit on when we are setting our intentions for our day. Don't forget that you are God's greatest gift. He loves you if you allow him to. I get it if you have to go. We're going to listen to the song for today. And then as we listen to it, just hopefully it speaks to your spirit. It thinks to the things that you have to do. Don't forget you are the answer to somebody else's prayer. And while you're an answer to that somebody else's prayer, make sure that you know that you remember, and I'm telling you right now, you were born for greatness. And I just got to see that greatness come out of you. Please let me see the greatness just ooze out of you because you have decided to make sure that you're doing routines, that you are being disciplined, that you are doing the things in your life right now that are going to make a difference. So you guys have an amazing, awesome day. After the song, I'll say goodbye, but just have a great day if I don't get to talk to you.
Yeah. Dr.B in the building. We're becoming the person now. Let's go. Woke up with a purpose, sunlight on my face. The God who made the universe still knows me by my name. Every step is kingdom, every breath is grace. I do not rush the process, I just run in my own lane. 2 ears, 1 mouth, so I listen first. Hurting people hurt people, so I speak the healing words. I am a coach, a friend, a brother, a guide, helping people break the limits that were living inside. You have to be the one before you do the thing. Identity before assignment, that is how freedom sings. Every story is sacred, every life unique, and they do not care what you know until they know you are listening. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the podcast to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From mile high flights to Chicago nights, from track lines chalk to the chaplain's light. 250 men with stories that ignite, now living boldly with purpose taking off in sight. Relationship first, that is the way I lead. Connection is the soil where the soul gets freed. I am a husband, father, and granddad too. 30 people at Thanksgiving, that's what love can do. I say you are God's greatest gift because it is true. Every room gets brighter when you walk through. I am living this mission until the final breath, helping others rise so their best becomes their next step. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the pastures to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From Denver to the nations, let the good news spread. Faith over fear, that is the voice in my head. If you knew the stories and the places I have been, you would know every setback was a setup to win. I show up with bass and I show up with fire. I show up with truth for the ones who inspire. Legacy in motion, generations rise. God's fingerprints are all over my life. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Walking in the promise He keeps over me. Every step is purpose, every breath is praise. And the world gets brighter when we live this way. We are becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where our freedom stays. Let's go! Dr.B. Becoming the person. Every day.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. What an incredible day to start today. Don't forget to start in love. We talked about be the witness of love as we went through our devotional today, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow for another day. Have a great day. Don't forget to become that person that God has made you to be. We'll talk to you tomorrow.